We have been plugging away on Slough Creek multiplayer for a while now, so I figured time to give everyone a first look at it. So Slough Creek presents a number of new challenges for multiplayer that we didn't have to deal with in Amethyst multiplayer. The first one is just the number of players. Now we know that everybody would like to have more players in multiplayer, but we're actually going to reduce the maximum number of players in Slough Creek and just allow 4, maybe 5 players at most in a game. And that's simply because having 8 wolves in a pack here raising pups just throws the whole game off balance. First, it can get really crowded around the den and everybody's trying to interact with the pups. But more importantly, all the challenges and dangers and threats that you face, it just gets hard to keep ramping those up. You have to have, competitors attacking, every 5 minutes, and the territory would have to be decaying so fast, and it just gets unrealistic just to keep the game balanced for that many players. In the real world, packs obviously can have that many wolves, but sometimes a subgroup of wolves will head off for a few days of hunting or patrolling the territory, or they'll just hang out. If you're a wolf, being bored is not a bad thing. In a game, that's a bad thing, but in real life, when the alternative is coyotes or stranger wolves attacking your pups, boredom is kind of nice. We also do have in mind a possible pack versus pack mode with 2 packs, both composed of players, but that's down the road a ways. Another thing that we knew was an issue with Slough Creek was just the duration of the game. In single player, it can take 6 to 8 hours to play through Slough Creek, and that's just too long for most people in multiplayer. And so we've created an accelerated mode where basically you can play through faster, the pups grow faster, and that's taken some tuning. We're still working on that, but basically we're aiming for 2.5 hours duration for that mode. Of course, you can always save your game and load it later. You can also choose the normal time speed when you're setting up a game if you really want to have that longer experience, again, probably over multiple sessions. But we think that this accelerated mode will make multiplayer much more appealing and doable for a lot of people. Another tricky thing was genetics and parentage, and we do have a plan for that, but I'll talk about that in another devblog in the future. So here we are setting up a new game in Slough Creek, and same choices as with Amethyst. There's the game speed, normal or accelerated, and then there's this major decisions option where host decides them all, or majority rules. That's used for choosing a den site and deciding when to move to a new den or move to the rendezvous site. Andre set up all the interface elements for this, and Miko is just finishing up the functionality right now. So Slough Creek multiplayer is coming along. It's coming together. We still have a fair bit of work to do. Most of the main functionality is all done. There are some minor features that we have to do, and then there's a lot of bug fixing and tuning. And of course, we've had some amusing bugs, like this one where a client player really wants to eat that fawn, but just can't pick it up. The pup movement not getting synced properly between the host and client players. Pups are cute enough, but buggy pups are even more enduring, I would say. However, Miko has fixed most of these and is in the process of fixing the rest, so they won't be in the final game. So it's coming. It's not coming real soon, but it's coming pretty soon. And so stay tuned for more updates in the devblog to see how it's shaping up.